Pisces. Thank you for joining me for your October 2017 forecast for the month. I am shuffling the Cosmic Tarot by Norbert Loesch, and I'm very excited about October. We have our Jupiter transit, which is a huge deal because it only happens once a year, and wherever he's lucky enough to fall, it's where you're graced. It's where you are blessed with opulent energy, and there is an expansion in this area of your chart. So please, for these forecasts, watch your sun sign, but especially watch your rising sign for astrology, as it dictates where the first house of your natal chart begins. And if you have time, please watch your moon sign. So those three combinations should give you a full cosmic catch-up for your sign. So, on the 5th, we have our full moon, and this full moon is at 12 degrees of Aries. And this energy impacts the money sector for Pisces. Aries follows you. You are the last sign, the 12th sign, and Aries starts the whole wheel. So the second house is Aries for you on the solar scope. You're seeing a closure, an ending, and maybe putting an end to how you value something. Something is not as important to you as it might have been, and this isn't something that feels planned to me. This closure in the second is conjunct Uranus, which is a planet of sudden insight. You might have an inspiration to close out an account that you have, a financial account or savings or some kind of bond, or wherever you keep your investments or securities. There's a finality to some sector, and it could also just apply to the value of self. Putting an end to some self-deprecation and negative speech and talk could happen, even though it's not the third house of communications. The second house is how you value yourself, and it has a lot to do with self-confidence and self-value and analysis. So having Uranus here, it feels very sudden to me and unplanned, like, oh, I need to put an end to this. And it could happen 2.5 days prior to the 5th and 2.5 days after, when our full moon's energy is most potent. But this is a full 28-day lunar cycle energy. And on the 10th is where we see our Jupiter transit. Jupiter is entering the sign of Scorpio for the first time in 12 years. And Pisces, you're ready to travel. You are ready to see a country you've never been to before, or you're ready to experience that country over the internet, but it could be literal travel or online certification or higher study and actual certifications. The 9th house is vast, and it has everything to do with the metaphysical, what is foreign to you, foreign countries, foreign travel, foreign concepts, and your entire belief system, politically, metaphysically, and otherwise. Philosophically, your religious stance, and your viewpoints in society. So Jupiter is elevating your connection to the 9th house. You might become fascinated with tarot and astrology and Reiki and things that are considered Eastern practices. You might go to India. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it's a very healing place, and it's a combination of everything 9th house, and Bali. Places like Bali and Indonesia and even Sedona, Arizona, which is a place I'm getting, healing vortex place. You're drawn to these areas. Egypt is another place. So Jupiter in this 9th house of everything, the law, property, it sees an expansion, and he'll be here through November 8th of 2018. So he stays in a sector for a year, a little over a year, 13 months. And I really think Pisces is on the go. You're probably going to places that you feel spiritually connected to. And let me know if you have plans to go somewhere in the comments section. I love when people are traveling, and I vicariously enjoy those experiences. A lot of energy is taking up the 9th house. Following Jupiter there, we have Mercury on the 17th, entering Scorpio, conjunct Jupiter. This is a travel energy. Big time on the go, from the 17th of October into the 2nd week of November. But details, analysis, Mercury direct, conjunct Jupiter in the 9th house. They'll cross over. Mercury will cross over Jupiter here, and that is a very expansive time. It's a great time for booking the actual trip if you don't have time to go. You'll cover all bases there. Mercury is very thorough and detailed, so that is a great placement. It's also beautiful for study. For those of you who are in school, or you need higher certification for your job, or something is required of you in order to pass tests, this is what you want to see, man. No one's failing the bar when Mercury is passing over Jupiter in the 9th house. Take the bar because it's on. You'd have to do your end. You have to study a little bit here, but this is a great energy for that. And in addition to Mercury and Jupiter, our Sun is entering into the 8th house on the 23rd of October. So you have the support of two of the most magnificent energies we have in our solar system, our life force of the Sun, conjunct Jupiter, the biggest planet. The 9th house is a glorious energy. And in addition to the 9th house this month, your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources and other people's money is lit up. Venus on the 14th, going back on the 14th of October, Venus enters Libra. So this is the love planet, the planet of harmony, and the planet of money, because she has a duality to her, governing two signs, both Taurus and Libra. She is a financial planet just as much as she is the planet of love. I know we always think of Venus as the goddess of love, Aphrodite, all things feminine. But she gets her Taurian energy strongly, and she's stability and security in the resources that you have. So seeing Venus enter the 8th house tells me that your finances are increasing, and there's connection possibly with females in terms of getting property, or you being attracted to the right people in order to borrow, lend, invest money. Now, also, our new moon on the 19th is at 26 degrees of Libra in the 8th house, so conjunct Venus. The new moon in Libra is new intimacy, is new financial abundance, new prosperity that you're gaining from your own resources, but also your partners, who you're intimate with. And if you're low on the shared resources, if you're feeling like, things aren't as grand and you're stuck, I don't want you to say you're stuck. I don't want you to keep thinking it either. What I would love is for you to envision where you see yourself financially on or around the time of the new moon on the 19th, and write down in positive speech. So don't phrase it, I don't want. Say, I am and this is. Write it as if it's already happening to you. Because it is. It's just a way to envision it, and then it'll allow the opening for manifestation. Write down where you see yourself as if it's already happening, whether it's resources or intimacy. If you want new relationship and really want to connect, this is a connection sector. This isn't a dating, take it light, let's have a few drinks, it's fun, it's not too serious. That's not what's up here. This is like, I want someone to speak with on a level where they see my soul when they look in their eyes. It's deep. It's not lighthearted. So if you're into attraction and you have the time to invest and you want partnership, concentrate on that this new moon, because it's hitting a sector that's ready for it and wants a fresh start here. This is also great for reviving relationship that you already have. Maybe make some promises to yourself that you will maintain such and such going forward in your private affairs. This is the house of sex as well. So get intimate. Get intimate around this new moon. If you have a relationship and it's been rocky, focus on the reconnection. Yeah, I feel, and I'm sorry, I'm just taking a moment with some ideas and thoughts. This is, it might be the time for some of you to start new relationships, even if you're in relationship, is what I'm getting. So some of you may be overlapping, and some of you may think that, you know, you don't want the old anymore. You only want the new. And that's, you know, you have free will. Astrology is here as a guide, and it's your call. On the 22nd, Mars also joins the energy. So we have 3 planets in the 9th house, 3 massive energies in the 9th, and now 3 in the 8th house. Mars conjunct Venus, the 2 lovebirds, and the new moon's energy here. So this is a very sexual placement, a lot of sexual activity. Mars and Venus in the 8th. Pisces is going to be busy. Let's see what the Tarot has. Mars is here longer too, 60-day transit. So as I'm shuffling, I just want to take a moment to say there's a lot going on in the world, and our natural disasters are out of control. My heart goes out to anybody suffering. And please know that you're thought of, you're in our prayers, and it's a sensitive time. I am treading lightly on my words because it is such a sensitive time, politically and otherwise. People are going through a lot emotionally, and my heart goes out to anyone dealing with the effects of Jose, Maria, all of them. There's so many of them. From Houston to Florida to the earthquakes in Mexico to all of the Caribbean. I've donated personally to the Red Cross, and I'm sure we all have. Every little bit helps there. Okay, so let's get to the cards, Pisces. And if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. Please check out your VIMEO video messages as well. They're available for October. Your medium messages as well as your fortune card messages. And the VIMEO information is below. Okay, Pisces. Well, you have the Queen of Swords as your first card, which is an air sign female. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. She's extremely independent, great communicator, but she might be very harsh. Maybe she's too determined. She is brilliant and direct. She's stern too. The Queen of Swords doesn't smile like the rest of them. So maybe this is an energy that you have around you in a female in your life, or it could be an energy that you have to summon in the month of October. Be very direct in your finances, in your travel plans. Let's see what else comes up for you though. The Hierophant. This is the card of higher education and the 9th house. Spiritual education and insight. The Hierophant is also representing the sign of Taurus in the Tarot, but I feel like a lot of Pisces are studying and preparing their spiritual selves and the development of that with Jupiter in the 9th house. That's the Hierophant. Maybe you have an air sign teacher or a professor or counselor that you are seeing. in order to heal. Let's see what else is here. Yes, the Sun, the best card next to the World. Amazing energy, success, warmth, love, marriage. It's a soulmate card. It's major arcana. There are major changes in the month of October. And with the 8th house so beautifully lit up with both planets, male and female, Venus and Mars, the Sun could see weddings or engagements or proposals. It could symbolize that you are connecting so well in your intimacy that you do take things to the next level. Temperance, patience, balance, beauty, divine timing. It's the card of Sagittarius in the Tarot. And you're ending on 3 major arcana cards are in this reading. And the last reading had 2. And there's a lot of major arcana cards coming up because we're going through a change. And our Jupiter transit is pretty powerful, you know. And wow, Pisces, you have beautiful major arcana cards, but what I'm feeling and how I'm interpreting this is that they're not the kind of cards that are challenging, you know, judgment, hangman, death, devil. A lot of work goes into those cards when they appear. This is more like you're ready for the change. The change is already happening and you're receiving information. You're following the guidelines to your success. You are seeing the right counselors. You are speaking to the right property managers. And you are planning things with patience and moderation, is what I'm getting. That kind of tempo can see you progress. This woman might be someone that Pisces is intimate with as well. The air sign could be someone that you're considering marriage with. But the feeling I'm getting is that this air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they might not be as warm as Pisces right now. And that's okay. We're not all the same temperature. Temperance. We're not all the same person. We have different ways of expression and expression of our emotions. So what I'm getting is if Pisces is ready to settle down and meeting new intimate partners in this month with our new moon here, etc., allow them to warm up too. They might come across a little cooler than you. And not cooler like in a badass kind of way, cooler in temperature. They might not be as warm. And that's okay. There's something in this that needs to be investigated. So I hope this was helpful for you, Pisces. I'm wishing you a lovely month of October, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.